How about you show up and all the other guys have a whole truck full of equipment and you show up with that? And then when you're done, you ask the people, who'd you like best? And they're like, yeah, we like the guy with that little case the best. And that's because when he got there and he opened his case, this is what was in it. Pow!
The power of the dark side.
Alright, well after all of that screwing around, here we are on the bench. And we have an OP1 made by Teenage Engineering, and then we have their new offering, which is the OPZ. My name is John Masters, and this is going to be a comparison basically of the build quality of these items. I'm not going to do a comparison of the features because everyone is doing that, and also there is someone else who has done this type of video, which if I can remember them, I'll give them a plug. Noam Chomsky. Is that right? I've seen one of his videos, but it was very good. And actually, his video is good enough, obviously. But since I buy and sell a lot of the OP1s, I wanted to do a comparison. Because obviously, the OP1 here is what everyone is going to be comparing the OPZ to, and for good reason. And it's somewhat of an interesting comparison, which after I've done it, leads me to believe that Teenage Engineering is probably working on some type of device called an OP2. I don't know that for a fact, but it seems like they would be sort of crazy not to be doing that. And here's why. The workflow between the OP1 and the OPZ is totally different. And so this is not exactly possibly for the OP1 owner. It may be that this device is not basically meant for the OP1 owner to be switching into. And that is what everybody is going to be thinking, is that there's a natural evolution from this to this, and that is probably not correct. This is totally different. The OPZ is totally different. And I can tell you a couple things. These are some funny things to start off with, but number one, the fact that this is darker, even though it's got the LEDs, alright, the one reason that the OP1 is so good is because it's portable. So you can take it anywhere and you can get your ideas done. And I know it sounds funny, but you might want to take it in the bathroom just like a magazine. Well, the OP1 is perfect for that because it is not dark in color, so you can read everything even when the lights are low, and it's got the screen so you can get your work done. The OPZ is hard to see in a darker room because the LEDs do not, they don't really tell you anything specifically if you're in the dark. You can sort of know what you're supposed to do, but it's not like the screen that tells you, you know, if you're here and you change this. Obviously with the OP1 you can see what's the parameters that are changing. So obviously, you know, there you go, parameters changing. So you do not get this type of visual feedback, obviously, on the OP1 or on the OPZ. Okay, the OPZ is plastic. It's not metal, folks. So if you're expecting a metal body design, you're not getting it. You're getting plastic. So one reason I love the OP1 is because I believe it's billet aluminum. I'm about to dismantle one of these for the first time. I'm going to take it totally apart so I can see what the whole thing is made of. I will make a video, but I believe once I get in there it's going to be one piece of billet aluminum, because what I'm going to do is polish this thing up. So what I want to do is take it apart and polish it. This is plastic. You can't do that. It definitely is built well, but it's plastic. It definitely has sharp corners, whereas the OP1 has softer rounded corners. It definitely has nice clicky, and it sounds cool. Turned it off. Well, another thing is, okay, yes, these are easy, the little dials, but they're definitely no replacement for this. Not to me. And another thing that I find interesting is, one reason that I would think you would remove the dials is so that you're removing something that might break. But then you're adding this thing on the end, a little plastic piece to turn it off and on. Now that is something that will break. That's I can tell you from doing that, that's going to break. You'll break that. So it doesn't make sense to me to do these, you know, but then not to do something over here that wouldn't break. And by the way, the rotator knobs or the transcoder knobs on the OP1 are pretty rock solid. The only thing you ever have a problem with here is the volume knob, and that's not a result of the knob itself, that's a result of the underlying electronic. So obviously if you look at the size, the OPZ is literally basically about the size of the actual keyboard keys on the OP1, you see. So size wise, you can definitely take this OPZ with you. Okay, also it doesn't come with anything, unless, okay, I haven't taken the back off. I need to do that. As a matter of fact, I guess we could do that now. I'd hate to destroy my instrument here, but it looks like they've made it where you can do this by hand. But the point is, in the package is not an item that fits in that groove. Same groove that is here, same groove that's here. But then what we're going to find out is if maybe I'm wrong. So it does look like you can do this by hand right here. Okay. But you see what I'm saying? It seems like they would put a tool in the OPZ. Well, okay. That one I'm getting. Well, anyway, okay, I'm not going to take this apart right now. But it wouldn't make any sense if the tool to take these off was inside the case. Although I already know that this right here, when you take this off, this becomes like a little stand. So there's little legs in there you can take off. I'm surprised I can't get this off. I don't want to booger these things up because this thing has already been sold and is going out the door. Okay, so anyway, there's no doubt this little PVC case is cool. I mean, this is cool, but you see, this is where you might break the volume knob, dropping it in there so quick, like that. Pow! See that? Right there. But anyway, that is cool right there. There is no doubt about that. That is cool. The fact that that is a musical instrument, that's cool. Okay. Check that. I mean, check this. Can you fit it in the case with the OP1? Look at that. You can take both of those instruments in that same case. That is cool. Now that right there is like, that's like a $2,500 case right there. How about you show up and all the other guys have a whole truck full of equipment and you show up with that. And then when you're done, you ask the people, who'd you like best? And they're like, yeah, we like the guy with that little case the best. And that's because when he got there and he opened his case, this is what was in it. Pow! Look at that. I mean, that's like Christmas in damn November, isn't it? 1 month early. So anyway, part of the point with this video is that I think that the OPZ is an instrument that, you know, the OP1 owner is going to like. But I don't believe it's going to be a replacement for the OP1. This thing is totally awesome. It's just, you know, this company hit such a grand slam with this item. And definitely their follow-up is awesome. There's no doubt about it. But I know that there's going to be a lot of people out there like me that what they want to see is an item that's very similar to this. I don't think any of us really care if it's any smaller. This is perfect. As a matter of fact, it'd be nice if it weren't, so you could continue using your case. Okay, but maybe something that has some new features, you know, some new technologies, and something that uses the same workflow, so that you're able to go from this into the OP2 without any confusion. This right here, boy, I've definitely had to sit on YouTube and go and listen to 5 minutes, then go back and go back and go back, just to try to kind of understand it. So, okay, by the way, if you like to buy and sell stuff, that thing will fit. They'll both fit in a priority mailer, but in an original box, this thing will fit in a priority legal envelope, and obviously that thing will fit in a regular priority envelope. They're so easy to ship. So anyway, I'm going to wave bye to the OPZ, and that's my last OPZ, so I'm kind of sad because I really haven't learned a lot. But quite honestly, this thing is so complex up here, I haven't really learned a lot there either, even though I've been fooling with it for months. So, once again, it's smaller, definitely portable. It's plastic, not metal. It's got a few items that I think will probably break in the future. The retail price on this is $9.99. The retail price on this is $5.99. So the way they've got these positioned is perfect. There is still room, in my opinion, to come in with an item that costs more than this. Everybody will talk about how expensive this item is. Let me tell you this. This item has a value much like Apple computers that is beyond the item itself. There's a value that lies beyond the item. And it has to do with the company that's making it and with their philosophy. And guess what? I really don't know what it is, but I don't need to know, because what I do is I get experience in things. I don't need to read a lot. I don't need to read what teenage engineering's philosophy is, because look, I've got it. I've got the results of their philosophy right here in front of me. Okay, you want me to tell you what it is? Number 1, portable digital music. Number 2, not on a computer. Because you want to have something, you want to feel like you're making music on an instrument, and these are instruments. There is no doubt in the world that this is a musical instrument, people. So their philosophy is portable music. You know, there's a revolution with young people in music. They want to create music. But guess what? Unlike me and other people my age, although we've spent the last half of our lives doing everything on software, we know what making music and doing stuff without all this, without all the software is like. We know what it's like. And we know that it is better in a certain way because you can touch it and you can feel it. That's why I like DJ controllers, because you can feel the controller, you can touch it, you can use it. And I've got plenty of videos of that. So these guys are trying to give the young person the ability to be free and portable and to be creative. And also in a world where most people are probably trying to tell you, go back, get back to work, get to your desk. Well, here's what I think, young people. If you got to get back to your desk, then you ought to have one of these little things hidden in the drawer.